Like what I said while opening the show, everything is connected to fuel subsidy removal, and that report was done before the price of fuel now jumped from 500 and something naira to 600 and something naira and counting. Some said it might get up to as high as 1,000 naira per liter, and I say God forbid, because I just keep on wondering what will be the fate of Nigerians. Anyway, with me here in the studio to talk about the security and socio-economic situation of the country, talking about the state of the nation, and they are here ready to share their thoughts and, of course, their opinions. Let me start my introduction by introducing the man from my extreme left. Yes, he is a legal practitioner, a political analyst, a politician. Join me to welcome Barrister Dele Igbinejo. Barrister, welcome to TMI on this edition. I appreciate your coming.
Thank you for having me. Good morning, viewers.
Right. As very close to him, he was one-time vice chairman of a local government, one-time acting chairman of that same local government, a human rights activist, a political analyst, a politician. Join me to welcome Honorable Desmond Ugbo. Welcome to TMI.
Good morning.
Right.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
As very close to me, a vibrant youth, an entrepreneur, a politician, political analyst. Join me to welcome Festus Ehi. Abbreviation of the Ehi, because we are pronouncing the real name. Let it pronounce, it's like a sentence, right?
Yes.
Ehi what again?
Eki no yomando.
Ehi no yomado.
Eki no yomando.
Okay, let's leave it at Ehi for now. Good morning.
viewers.
All right. I'd like us to start off with the socio-economic situation of the country, because I'm not saying that if the economy is okay, we won't have issue with security, we won't have issue with social life, we won't have all this palaver. And we have a new man at the helm of affairs. And of course, the mantra is renewed hope. Some said he hit the ground running. Others are saying the kind of ground that he touched running is not the kind of ground that Nigerians expected. After all, from their reports, they're saying this is like a hopeless situation because of what is happening in the country. Some are saying, come on, give him time. It's up to 2 months. We have to bite hard on this situation. We have to be patient because some hard and difficult decision must be taken for us to get to El Dorado. And here we are. Inflation all high, the highest so far since the inception of the country. So many things are just happening, and that brings to mind a song by late Raskimono, Under Pressure. Let me start with Barrister Dele Igbinejo. What do you feel about all this?
Well, thank you, Wilson. It's a very sad day for us, very sad day. Nigerians had contemplated, some Nigerians, not all of us, because many of us, obviously, we knew that the direction was going to go this way. Some Nigerians thought there's going to be renewed hope. But majority of Nigerians knew that there would be no hope at all if this man became president. And he hit the ground with a broken leg, in my own estimation. On the first day, he removed the only thing that was giving Nigerians a little bit of succor. Now, fuel is selling at an exorbitant rate. Many cannot go to work. In some states, the governors have limited the work days to 3 days per week, which further reduces productivity. When you reduce productivity, you reduce the GDP, the gross domestic product, at the end of the day. So we are producing less, we are spending more, you know, the earning capacity is reduced. What you find ultimately is that more people are out of jobs. Very soon, the banks will begin to lay people off. Very soon, businesses will begin to lay people off. I mean, publicly, they're already doing it underground for whatever reason. They send you out, send that one out. But it will come to a point when they will start laying people off and block, because they can't sustain it. They can't sustain. In the judicial system where I function on a daily basis, for example, you are seeing that you get to some courts, because they are rationing staff now, you will get to a court where somebody who has never been in that court is rationed to be in that court, that has never worked in the courts in that sort of system. So and then, things are not working. Somebody who's typing a judgment, for example, comes on Monday, doesn't come the next time, another person takes over. So it's all a mumbo jumbo. Not to talk of the prices of foods and commodities in the marketplace. All these have become totally unaffordable. I don't see light at the end of any tunnel. In fact, I don't see any tunnel at all. I just see that we are having, again, the worst case scenario. In Benue State, I heard that the governor is now thinking about giving amnesty to killers, because the killings are everywhere. People are hungry. Crime is on the increase. I just remembered a part of a great book where he said how the mighty are falling. Publish it not in Gath. Don't tell it in the streets of Askelon. Lest the daughters of the Philistines rejoice. Lest the uncircumcised exult. That is where we are. A country that was once great has now become a laughingstock. Inflation is galloping. Anybody can come here and try to whitewash it and say, oh, don't worry, just for a while. I think that we should be serious for once to realize that we have no other country.
All right.
We have no other country.
All right. I will come back to you, Barrister. Well, you heard him. Amongst the points he raised, talking about hit the ground running, he said that this administration hit the ground with a broken leg. And once a leg is broken, you just can't run properly. Others are saying the way this administration hit the ground running is on a sad note, because this is not Renew Hope anymore. This is like a case of hopelessness. As an APC chieftain, Honorable Desmond Dubu, it's your party. You guys are in charge, so to speak. What do you say about the current socio-economic situation?
We see, my brother, you see, the situation of this country today will leave people with different feelings and reactions. Barrister Dele said the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria has hit the ground running with a broken leg. He's entitled to his opinion. Even international communities are applauding the very few steps that the President has taken in putting right the wrongs of the past. And you know, when you plant a seed, you cannot expect it to grow and blossom overnight. You give it a time. For anyone to think that whoever is elected the president of this country will come with a magic wand, just wave it at every sector of the economy and become what you think it should be. It doesn't work that way. Because the decadence of the sectorial indices of our economy is so worse that you need a time to renew your hope, to begin to look at it sectorially and be expectant that with time, with your constructive criticism, with your idea, your suggestion, not lamenting, not agonizing, but to organize, join force with the government of the day to ensure that with time, things will begin to work. Having said that, we know that the fuel hike has affected every Nigerian, both the rich and the poor, to the extent that no sane mind, no matter how wealthy you are, will claim ignorance of the impact of the removal of fuel subsidy. Let me also correct the notion that he said it was when he came in, he announced it. Since January this year, there is that arrangement. It was even aired that by June, payment of fuel subsidy will be removed. Nigeria should brace up for the challenge ahead. He only reiterates the reality that by the end of June, there will be no subsidy, adding that the document that was handed over to him that he believes there is a total removal of fuel subsidy. Just a reminder. Note also that even the statement he made was not even part of the speech. But as a leader, he needs to prepare the country well ahead of time. That is why he mentioned it. But that is not to say that the removal has not been supported by every rational thinking Nigerians over time. But we knew that a government that's supposed to remove fuel subsidy, ab initio ought to have prepared palliative to cushion the effect it will actuate on the people. And that's supposed to be the primary responsibility of the outgoing government. Because by May...
Of the same APC?
Of the same APC.
Okay.
No, you are talking about APC. You are talking about individual. Because when it comes to government in this country, political party does not have a clear-cut ideology that differentiates one from the other. But the man who is in the helm of affair differentiate between party A and party B. His capacity, what he knows best to put in the table, is what always differentiates them from regime 1 to regime 2. So, having said that, I know that the president on board today, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has taken some steps which Nigerians, both even people in opposition, have applauded. We should allow that to permeate.
All right.
First and foremost, let us recall and have it at the back of our mind that all that has happened that led us to this place, the club of leadership that we have, we are not connected directly. They could be indirect in connections to where we are today. But we must give them the time now to right the wrongs.
Okay.
Without lamentation.
Without lamentation. So they don't have the right to lament.
They should lament, but it should
I will come back to you on that. I will come back to you on that. Over now to you. You are an entrepreneur. I mean, you're a businessman. You're a politician. You belong to the same APC. And we are in this situation, present day socio-economic situation. So what do you have to say about this? Because it's like a barrister, Delek Bidejo and Honorable Desmond, where they have contrasting views and opinions on this particular situation.
I guess some months back, I said it in this same station that no magic will happen in Nigeria so soon. And you could remember I said it's going to take another 6 months. We were like 6 months again. That's what we are into. See, what the president has done is bringing reality to the people of Nigeria. First, we're having double exchange rate. The poor were benefiting from it, not the rich. Situation whereby you go to the central bank, they'll tell you dollar in central bank is 487. Then when you go to the
black market,
they tell you 700 or something. Then if I am connected to the central bank, I'll go with 1 billion to buy dollar, go to the black market and resell. So there was no reality there.
Does the poor have 1 billion to go and buy dollar?
That's why I said the rich were making money from it.
Okay, the rich are making money from it.
Not
Okay,
the poor.
okay, fine.
So it was more like giving some persons room to make money from the government. So when he came, right from the first day, he made mention of there's going to be a unified exchange rate. And now what are we saying? The reality is done on us. Dollar is not going down. Dollar is coming up. Euro and pounds, they are moving up. They are gaining against the dollar. But if Nigerians, we are really willing to settle this country, collective effort. Yeah, let me use the word the president might...
Sorry for cutting in. Dollars, euro, pounds, gaining against the naira. How does it help us?
I'm coming, sir. I'm coming.
Okay.
I'm trying to explain to you. In the import and export windows now,
yes,
the dollar is gaining because we were not operating a normal economy before. So it's going to take some time. That was why I, for one, before the president came in, I said 6 months. Let's see what will happen in the next 6 months. I believe within the next 4 months, the president should be able to balance the economy just 20%. But it's not going to happen 100%. It's going to start dragging. Before you know, the dollars and pounds, the euro, they're going to start coming down. But how would that come down? We must look inward within our economy. More should be done to our local businesses. A friend of mine the other day was speaking and said, you people will not understand. Whenever you go out to patronize foreign goods, the dollar will keep going up. But when we begin to patronize locally made content, the dollar will begin to go down. That's why I think the presidency should wake up. There should be a level of orientation to the public. Like what we are seeing already, the farmers, I guess they are working on the farmers already to see that they are giving money, fertilizers, and whatever they need. Because what we need to stabilize this economy are those things that we are producing from here. Not you go out, you want to go and import this, you go out, you want to go and import that. No. The reality on ground is what we are facing now. And if we were waiting for the president to come and bring some cosmetic work, begin to paint, before you know, they'll tell you the dollar is now 300 naira for the first 3 months. Before you know, it's not 200 naira. But when reality comes, the same dollar will go to 1,000 naira. So, as Nigerians, as a Nigerian, I'm going to tell my fellow Nigerians to be more patient. Lamentation is allowed because if you actually check the economy, it's not what it should be. That is the reality. But the problem is not from this same man that we are saying now. Although he was part of those that brought the President Muhammadu Buhari to us. But now, let's give him some time to say he's going to check up the economy and balance it. For the issue of fuel subsidy, people are crying. We are all crying, not just people. We are all crying. But what can we do? In a situation whereby a country that they will tell us 59,000 liters before, 59 million liters before, now we are counting about 23 million liters. Just check the differences. So what was happening before, in the Nigeria we call our own, it was a kind of a scenario where the rich were making money at the expense of the poor. So our fight now as citizens of this great country should be, why we are paying this subsidy by ourselves, there should be no room for other people to be making money from us again. That's why I said it here before that the Nigeria Labour Congress, the Independent Market, they should sit down and have analysis of the amount that we bring a liter of fuel to our doorstep. If we understand that, then we should know what we are fighting about. Because if you are saying no, bring subsidy again, then a group of persons will be eating the money. You understand me?
Okay.
What we should be looking inward now is, you are buying this fuel at the rate of 2 naira. Now we are saying at the rate of 6 naira. Why? And I must tell you, if we must get the best from this government, the Nigeria Labour Congress is not working. They should work. The Trade Union Congress. See, don't just bring us to the table and tell us, okay, palliative. When I begin to hear the word palliative, I chuckle at times. Are we talking about palliative? No, we don't need palliative to sustain in this country. That was when the president came out to say, he said that 8,000 naira palliative for this, for that. I was going to look at the presidency with a very bad eye because it's a misplaced priority.
Okay. I'll come back to you first. Barrister, I know you have so much reactions from the occasion by their views and opinions, because viewers can just easily pick out where this discussion is going to. Is there renewed hope versus no hope? That's what is happening right now.
Broken leg.
Okay, fine. Now, over to you to react to what Honorable Anna Festus spoke about.
To be honest, I really don't know what to say. As they are speaking, I'm just thinking maybe, to be honest, I shouldn't have been here because we are not, they don't seem to even understand what we are talking about. This is not about semantics and English. No. People are dying. People are dying. When you see the number of people trekking, yesterday I phoned somebody in Lagos. At about 9:30, a young girl was still trekking, no vehicle, in the night. A relation of mine, are you not home? He said, no. No vehicle, she's trekking in Lagos in the night. Do you know what happens when people trek in the night and, and there are all these elements? People are dying. And we are talking of be patient, give him another 6 months. That day when he predicted that we are going to have 6 months of suffering, incidentally, I'm talking about Mr. Ahi. I was in the studio with him, and I lamented again that day. I said, look, another 6 months of suffering, plus the ones Nigerians had gone through under Buhari, and true to his prediction, the moment this man came in, he unleashed it on Nigerians with the cruelty and mercilessness. Now they are telling us that he's trying to repair what had been done by others. They forget that they have been in government for the past 8 years. They also came in with the promise they are going to repair all these things. For goodness sake, if you don't know what to do, if you can't stand the smoke, why are you in the kitchen? If you don't know what to do to help Nigerians, why do you aspire for the presidency? There are APC people, as you introduce them. I belong to Labour. We had...
No wonder you are sounding...
hold on.
No,
he has the floor. He has the floor. He has the floor.
We have the good, the bad, and the ugly.
He has the floor. He has the floor. Please, Honorable, please don't interject. He has the floor. Continue, please.
I am not taking your space, so you have been given the opportunity. I'm not begrudging you. You have only been there for 1 month, and many Nigerians are crying now, showing that you had no plan at all. So I'm not begrudging you. You had your floor, you had your opportunity. You were telling us that this whole thing, you are dressing it up in semantics. I am saying that Nigerians are not interested in semantics. I am not, to come here cost me 7,000 plus naira to come to this studio this morning. So that some people are earning 20,000, 30,000 a month to come here, to drive here and drive back. I had to put fuel in my vehicle. So how do you survive that? On a daily basis, I spend about 15 to 20,000 on a daily basis on fuel. You have generators, you have cars to fill. You have to move around. How do you sustain that? You tell me for another 6 months, we are going to be going through this. And then, look, let's be realistic about this whole thing. This is not about lamentation. It's not about lamentation. We are expressing the views of Nigerians that this is not what they bargained for. And they don't need this. Now, you tell me that the naira, we are now in a single
the flat rate.
Rate. There's no, the rich was benefiting before.
Through arbitrage.
The rich, first of all, I don't know what he has against the rich people in this country. I don't know what Mr. He has, because if you say that the rich were benefiting, the poor were not benefiting. Now, who is benefiting? Because I just sent money to my daughter in London. The exchange rate of the naira to the pound was 1,060. And when I told somebody, she was even very happy. Please, where did you get your own? They are giving her 1,200. Before this man came in, it was 800 naira. Bad though, we were still crying. But now it has moved from 800 something, 880 to 1,060. 1,200. And you are telling me now that the poor, they are benefiting. How are we benefiting? We are not benefiting from fuel. We are not benefiting from the naira. There are no hospitals, no. The roads are, look at the Ekpo Maru. He has not done anything. He's just inflicting pain and pain and pain and pain on Nigerians. If he has started to say, okay, no, the roads, now there is money, let us fix roads. He has not fixed one road. He has not even visited one hospital, but he has gone abroad about 2 or 3 times in less than a month. And you are telling me that Nigerians, we should be patient. We are patient while you are flying abroad.
Right.
Listen, my theory of government is that in living, there should be no difference between the governed and the governor.
Okay.
That's my theory. You cannot be flying abroad in private jets and then you tell we that are here, oh, be patient, be patient.
I'll come to you. I know this topic is quite emotional. I want to say, Barrister, please, what's your emotions?
No,
I know,
I'm not being emotional.
I know it's highly emotional. Well,
This is me calm.
this is you, calm.
This is me calm.
Interesting. Over now to you, Honorable. You heard him. He said no semantics. Let's talk about what is happening right now.
Like I said.
And of course, the counter some of your points saying, look, who is not benefiting?
Yeah, who is benefiting now?
Yes.
Let me say this.
Yes, say
You
it.
see, like I said before,
Say it
I
again.
know the angle you are flowing from, and to an average Nigerians, we are all feeling the heat.
You are
doubt
not.
about that.
You are not feeling it too.
You say you feel your car. I didn't come with aeroplane. Even when I do, I need to also feel it. They are all parts of the crude oil proceed. But however, what I stand for as a Nigerian is to always haven't exposed the areas that the government has failed. We should always come up with suggestions on how best they can do it. That is what a true patriot is all about.
That should be suggested to
Oh,
you.
hold on, Barrister, you are interjecting. He has the floor.
Okay.
That you belongs to the opposition does not take your good idea
Not opposition,
from you.
no. We are
if-
the
if-
real
if you
winner.
suggest. Then allow that to come from.
Barrister, this one I say, watch your emotion.
But however, I think the situation we are in this country require that we should realize that it is not happening now. And the president has done a lot within the few period he has come in to put the necessary steps in place. And I want to assure you, talking about the increase in exchange rate, you will also recall that when he came in newly, the dollar to naira exchange rate favored the naira immediately, the first 1 week. Before the dissolution of the federal boards, different institutions, departments, and
Yes, there was a
agencies-
slight reduction there between the land. Yes, I
Let
remember.
me tell you how it
So what happened?
Okay, what happened was that when the NNPC met the presidency, explained how best they can make this fuel product to be available for the citizens. They now liberalized the importation of fuel. They gave 56 licenses to private individuals. How will this private individual get the currency, the dollars to import this fuel? They went buying not only from the bank, including the black markets, to mop up the required funds to start importing these products. And this week, you will see loads of imported fuel. in
This
circulation.
week?
This week.
One has
I want to
entered
assure
last
you.
week.
This week.
One has landed last week.
Can I
This
take
thing-
you up on this? Because, okay,
I am
fine.
telling you,
Okay, hold on.
positively, the
Hold
first
on.
one landed last week. And that the increment now led to the CBN sanctioning and withdrawing licenses from this Bureau de Change. About 568 of them were withdrawn from the market. And because the way they were exchanging these dollars against the naira was at variance with what the CBN has directed. That whether you are selling at the black market or using the conventional bank, you should exchange at equal rate. And that is what the president advocated.
By force.
You see, when I am talking, I'm
Hold
talking
on,
as
hold
an
on.
insider.
Barrister.
You should learn and listen carefully.
Barrister, you are interjecting. When you
So-
get to your turn, you react.
And that
apologize.
has increased.
But my
That
thinking
has led
is,
to the
do you
increment.
force people to
Hold
do
on.
something?
Hold on, Barrister, you are
Listen, don't know
interjecting.
What
Please
you are saying,
continue.
you are talking from us, I'm
Please
talking from
con-
inside.
please continue.
So
Inside,
that informed the increment, the arbitrary increment in the exchange rates. If we are to be patient enough, without agonizing much, let us wait and see. My friend has just advised Nigerians to wait for the next 6 months. It's not up to 3 months since he came in. So why can't we wait? Now, I know the major problem to this economic situation is not only the fuel increment alone. We have the issue of insecurity. And this insecurity, the president has taken steps. First, to remove those service chiefs that Nigerians were clamoring for.
That would be a separate discussion from this. Let's focus on the economy first.
Okay, now,
all right,
what gave birth to the economic shambles that we are in?
Yes.
Is it not the insecurity? When there is insecurity, there will be no investment. Undermining the fact that Nigeria is operating a socio-economic structure that has middle income, mixed economy, emerging market, with expanding manufacturing, financial, service, technology, and even in the entertainment, we see these people blossoming at the expense of some other sectorial indices of the country. If we are, as a country, must be contributing to the overall well-being of the country, we should be adding in our own little way to making sure that when we are criticizing the government, it should be constructive criticism. There is no good government can survive without criticism. Because the best friend to any administration is the critics. But not the sarcophagus praising and the congratulatory message senders. But it should be people who are constructively criticizing the government and profiling solutions by way of suggestions and ideas. Not by lamenting and lambasting the government without necessarily suggesting how best to go about it. In this country that we are in, we know that once an increment to any goods occurred, it will take a longer time to reduce. The fuel price that we are talking about, my own beef against the president in some area is the fact that we are still seeing the NNPC fixing the price, even when fuel subsidy has been removed. But in another thought, I also now realize that the stock that we currently have is being owned by the NNPC. If not, what business do they have fixing price? The other day when the president, during his inaugural speech, mentioned that the document he saw that there was no fuel subsidy provision. That same day, NNPC was quick to fix price for the product. And now, less than 2 months or thereabout, the NNPC also came without even informing the presidency or even calling the relevant people, if not the National Assembly, to tell them this is the situation of things. They also increase the price. Right. And all these point out to the fact that until that NNPC is dismantled, because we've seen the EFCC has been dealt with. We saw the police, Nigeria Police Force, the other service chiefs has been rearranged. Until we rearrange the leadership of that NNPCL,
okay,
we'll continue to have this problem.
I will come back to you. Like what I said, Vias, is a case of renewed hope versus one leg hope, right?
Broken leg.
Oh, okay, broken leg hope.
Yes.
Well, we're coming to that. Well, Eki,
broken leg hope.
You've heard both of them because, like what you all agreed to, we are all feeling the brunt. Yeah. We are all feeling the pains. You gave a prediction before the inauguration that at least 6 months. He was here with us. I was like 6 months again because a day in a man's life can make a huge difference. Yeah. When you talk about 6 months, because right now Nigerians, believe it or not, they are suffering. We are the day. We are suffering. We are bleeding. And I've been talking about this. What in the world is going on? He gave some explanations saying about NNPCL should be looked into because they don't have the right, like Falana said, to fix prices. And he also said within this week, things will get better because others are in the business of importation of fuel. Now, do you think there will be a revamp in the socio-economic situation if I want to believe in what Honorable said? If it's anything to go by.
See, I don't just think there will be a revamp. I know.
You know.
It's something I believe on. Now, let me start from my barrister. He said, what do I have with the rich? And I was trying to chuckle within myself. Barrister, the problem of Nigeria start from the rich and end with the poor, not we that are in the middle class. I'll give you a very classical analysis. The rich we use the poor to cause problem. You can't use me that is in the middle class. I'm okay. But the reason why I keep bringing those analyses is very simple. I can't make the CBN governor and say, let's be doing some shady deal. He said, let the rich man that can bring out 1 billion, 2 billion, 10 billion, go, you buy, you resell, you make money. In one day, some were making above 100 million because of the double exchange rate. That aside, let's come back to Nigeria. Nigeria is for all of us. The only thing I love about this country is when we are outside the box, we speak like we are too capable. We can change it. Just like what our barrister is trying to tell us, that the president can. No, it's not like that. When you are not in the, okay, I am not in the law firm. I am not an advocate. I'm not a solicitor, nor a barrister. I'll go to the court as an observer. I will say, what are they saying? If we're talking like this now, no, that's not what happened. It will not go like that. He said, my honorable here said, the presidency should look at the NNPC. They are looking at it.
NNPCL, right?
NNPCL.
There's an L attached to it.
Yes. They are looking at it. But you can't just wake up and say, this man lived there, and he lived. After 2 months, you don't understand that there are some documents the man did not clarify before leaving. In government, some things can't be done with haste. I don't know if you are getting it. There are some things that you can't just wake up and say, this I must do it. No. I said it here before that. You can't tell me that 33,000 lictors will leave the boundary of Nigeria to Niger, Cameroon, other country without nobody seeing it. They do see it. But the issue is this. In an attempt for you to stop some person from stealing, they create more problem for the country Nigeria. I was listening to a man on channel. He said those people that are into the oil racketing make millions of naira. He said they are into blood money. The kind of blood money the man was trying to classify is not the one they use people to do. The money they make is much more than those that are into the real blood money, if there is anyone. So what the presidency or the president is trying to do is to be first diplomatic about all his activities. Choice or no choice. You can't just go to Asorok and say, $1 naira to $1. No. He gave an explanation that some persons don't understand because they are not inside. Look at what's going to happen next. Once all these marketers begin to bring fuel, they will be the one to fix their price. I said it and I'm repeating it. This fuel we are clamoring about is going to be within 400 before December.
400 before December.
Yes.
400.
Yes.
You guys are giving us release hope right now because I will call you guys back and I will play this tape if it doesn't happen.
Wincy.
I
am so sure of what I'm saying. I'm coming. What we are seeing in the country today is something that is very, very plain and sincere. It's reality on ground. Now that we're having this reality on ground, what we should be doing as citizens of this great country, as opposition parties, the PDP, the Labour Party, the NNPP, and the rest, they should come out with what he have just said, constructive criticism. Now, I am expecting the TUC, the Nigeria Labour Congress, to be working on the government of the day that our refinery should work. If we have a working refinery, dollar will be going down every day. Because you don't need dollar to go and buy. What we should be asking the government of the day is, what happened to the Dangote refinery? Now, Dangote has been given license to import. The man that told us the refinery is 80%, if not 90% completed. Now you have given him license to import. Why? Not going to tell the presidency, we need palliative. You must do this. No. The bedrock of all the problem we have in this country is pointed to one thing. let's refine our oil by ourselves. The dollar begins to skyrocket when marketers begin to mock. Like it just told you, you may not understand this thing. You want to go and buy PMS, you want to go and buy this, or you want to go and buy this. You are going there with dollar. I don't know if you are getting it. Okay. Now, you are going to source for dollar. Now, in the process of sourcing for it, when the demand is
increases,
high,
okay,
the price will increase.
Okay.
So if we must have rest, the TUC and LLC, they should stop wasting their time. They shouldn't be going to Asarok to go and be cashing out. They should stand on one thing. There is a frame time we have given to the presidency. Our refineries will work. Then we have local boys within the creek that are refinery fuels. They are into refinery. They should be given license also to work.
Legalize them.
Yes.
Okay. I'll come back to you, Eki. Well, Barrister, you've heard both of them. We talked about mopping of dollars. At least I know I did a bit of economy in school. When demand increases, price definitely will increase. And when Kerry was asked about the reason why there is an increase in the price of fuel, he said is the market forces, naira, dollar difference. What do you have to say about this?
What I have to say is that it's a bunch of malarkey, a bunch of baloney. They have no knowledge of what they are doing, and they hit the ground with broken legs. They don't know anything about what they are doing. They are outclassed. You know, all this. Listen to me, my brother. An American president once put a sign on his table that in the whole of America, the buck stops
here.
Here. Here. This is where the solution will come from. We have people who pleaded with Nigerians to elect them, and that when they get there, they are going to do this, they are going to do that. Now they have gotten there. They are giving us stories upon stories and explanation upon explanation. They are not doing anything. They are talking now. It is now the fault of market forces. Who are the market forces now? Is it New Benin market? The forces, spiritual forces in Kiosa market, or where? Who are the market forces now that are causing the problem of Nigeria? So the people who elected themselves, cannot solve the problem now. They are telling us that no man has a magic wand. If Nigerians wanted a man with magic wand, people presented themselves. You say you did not have, and yet you say you must be there. Now that you are there, you say, oh, I don't have a magic wand. All these problems have been there before I came. Like he said, the party have no ideology. It is the individual that goes there that makes the difference.
No, he said all parties don't have clear cut. He said all parties don't have.
I was here. That was no.
And I'm still here. He said, no, hold on. He said parties in Nigeria don't have clear-cut ideology. Maybe they have almost the same ideology, and it depends on individuals. That's what he said. I remember, because I am still here, sir. Please continue.
We have a clear-cut ideology.
Okay.
The Labour Party has a clear-cut ideology, which is very different from their own. Their own is a broken leg ideology and economics. We do not pass the buck. There is no, he's saying that you can't just go there. It's not when you are outside. It's not as you think when you just get there. Listen, my brother. Okay, let me not use that word. Any reasonable human being, when you enter into an office, you don't take decisions that affect the people, and then you say, okay, now I'm trying to study NNPCL. I'm trying to study NNPCL. Why did you not study NNPCL before you remove the subsidy? Why did you remove the subsidy? After removing the subsidy, he's telling us now that NNPCL, without consulting Nigeria, they fixed price. Without consulting Nigeria, they did not consult National Assembly, they increased price. Meanwhile, you came in. The first organization you went after was the one that regulates the monetary policy of the country. You removed the head of the CBN. You went again, you removed the head of the major crime fighting organization in Nigeria. And then you are telling us that there has been a scam in this thing. The rich will be, they will buy it here, they will go and sell it illegally, they will do shady deals with the governor. Have you arrested anybody? My brother, one person has been arrested for these shady deals, to your knowledge? Has anyone been charged to court for doing shady deal with our oil subsidy scam? Oil subsidy? No. So you are just talking about, but with due respect, all this is falsehoods. It is indicative of incompetence. If you have competence, you will explain to Nigeria. Now, let me just explain something, react to something, because there are two of them. He said when the president came in, the document he read showed that from January, the subsidy had been removed. He only just announced it. Is that an explanation? If the subsidy was removed, there's something called supplementary budget. You make provision for it. And give Nigerians time to adjust to whatever you are going to impose on. Because now we are in problem. Lagos to Benin or Benin to Lagos now is minimum 25,000 naira. 25,000. How will people travel? Without traveling, can you make money? Without leaving your house? Ugbo here now to Ring Road, sometimes they ask for 400 naira. They will not know because they drive big flashy cars. The one that is saying if we should patronize, if we patronize our Nigerian product, yes, we patronize our Nigeria. We are the common people. All these ones are bourgeois. Let's be realistic. That's why they don't feel it. They think I'm lamenting because I feel it more than themselves. Yes, if we patronize made in Nigeria products, then the dollar will go down. If we patronize foreign products, everything they are wearing here, look at his wristwatch, foreigner. See his share, foreigner. Look at his sandal, Italian made. So let's be this. I don't know why people are laughing.
Barrister,
these are bourgeoisie people now. They don't understand
Barrister, let's face reality here.
I'm talking reality.
No, Barrister, you hold on. He has the floor. He still don't you react.
I'm not allowing you to
You react. No, he's speaking the mind of many Nigerians.
Let it continue.
Please continue, Barrister.
Yes, my brother. No, okay. For example, Nimina as an employer, I have lawyers working with me. I'm forced now that I must increase their transportation to court. Anywhere they are going. Now I have to tell the client, well, sorry, we are, you know where go. You have to pay more. Where do you think that client who is charged maybe with maybe a crime? Like maybe two fighting. Where do you expect him to get that money from? He will resort to crime. Many will resort to crime. It's not a laughing matter. We are in problem. As of today, there is no Federal Executive Council. We have a one man that is just waking up and dishing out policy. Do you... No, don't shake your head.
No, but really, we don't have a Federal Executive Council right now.
We don't have.
Right
How
now,
do you start formulating policy?
Hold on. You react. Hold on.
You see, this is why I said earlier, I don't know why I'm here, because with due respect, I have great respect, but they don't seem to understand. Constitutionally, you don't formulate policies without an executive council. By the Constitution of Nigeria, the body that formulates policy is the Federal Executive Council.
All right, thank you, Barrister.
So when you alone just come and bring policy.
Thank you. Honorable,
you see,
you heard him.
Yes. We enjoyed his entertainment to some extent, and that the reason why we are here this morning, like I keep saying, is not to
with your foreign glasses.
Seriously,
but to tell Nigerians what we have seen this government doing. Perhaps it's not privy to what the government is doing. We have not seen any policy that the government has bring on board now. Talk less of accusing him of dishing out policy without cabinet members. And we are aware he's a lawyer by the constitution of our land. He still have up to about on the 27th of this month to come out a list of his ministerial nominees. Hopefully by tomorrow or on the 25th, the names will be ready.
That's on the last day.
And that goes to show that if at all is bringing two two of his ministerial nominee to the National Assembly for screening on that day, he has met the constitutional provision. There is room for subsequent submission of names for clearing. That aside, we have seen that in this country, regardless of the pains that elicited his reaction so far, we know that when the country gets a new government like this, what citizens should expect is to give him time. He has a lot to do.
But for how long?
It is too quick
how
to start judging the extent of his performance within this short space of time. Let us give him a time. Yes, if you don't fold your hand, you don't throw a fist. If you don't organize, you don't dish out instructions or policies as he is making reference to. It must be a policy that the people are familiar with, not strange. Even when you are dishing out a strange policy, it will be very difficult for people to assimilate and comply with. So I think the whole issue bordering the fuel increment and the removal of subsidy, from all his submission, it appears that he is not in support of the removal of subsidy. But not also, during that January, the president sent a supplementary bill to extend this fuel subsidy beyond June till September. But the National Assembly, in their own wisdom, they refused it. It is there. You can Google it and find out. So that is not to say that the president, the current president, did not aware that the outgoing president has tried to extend it. But stating the obvious, you know, sometimes in a climate such that we are in, if you are factual, if you are saying the truth, they see you as a devil. Well, many people don't like truth. If you are being fair, some people see your simplicity as foolishness. But then, you must, when you are saddled with the responsibility in government, the onus now lies on you to do what is right without fear or favor. You know, you have to be very careful in such a country as volatile as it is now, arising from the just concluded national general elections. It is in this country that we are seeing the resurgence of terrorist and terrorism attacks in Benue, in Kaduna, in Plateau, just after the election. During the election, there was no cases of killings anywhere in the country. An indication that what you are seeing that actuated the economic woes is both religious, cultural, socially, and even economic. Because it not just started overnight. So I think, I know that with time, once the Dangote refinery comes on board by August, it will also affect a reduction, no doubt. A lot of refineries, there's one that is currently going on Akwa Ibom. That one is 200,000 barrel production a day. So it's also, by the end of this year, that one will be fully operational. Now, recall too that the federal government has spent a lot in revamping and refurbishing the one in Warri, Kaduna, and Port Harcourt. So let us also give time for this to come online. And with that, we will now fall into the prediction of Eki, that perhaps between now and the end of the year, the price of fuel will come down.
Okay.
Because the law of economics says that when demand falls, price
will drop. Okay.
When demand increase,
price definitely will increase.
You know, to be candid, we have to be patient. I think the truth is that, yes, a lot of people are still feeling the pains of electoral loss in the last election. Judging from how they talk, their reactions is reflective of their pains. But after the judicial process and going forward, gradually we begin to see them coming to now begin to profile solution. Right. And perhaps that time their solution may be belated.
Okay.
So it is better you start on time the little you feel you can, just like, take for example, the man the president appointed as the chairman of tax reform has been a major critic of the president over time. But the president saw the need to appoint you, come and do it. This is why you are saying behind the door. Come and see it, come and do it. Yeah. Do it. We are giving you the opportunity now to reform the tax regime of our time. You do it. So the onus is on him now to do what is expected of him.
Okay.
Everybody must come together and do the needful. Not what Nigerians can give to you, but what you can give back to Nigeria.
Thank you so much, Honorable. Well, Eki, you have the last line on this discussion before we go on the break to come back to talk about security situation in the country. All of you have spoken at length, giving strong points from Barrister Dele Igbenedion to Honorable Desmond Dubo. And now to you, your last line on this particular topic, talking about the present-day socio-economic situation. Because all the points given by Barrister Dele Igbenedion, these are what's in the mind of so many Nigerians. You can't take it away from him. And of course, the renewed hope mantra from both of you is just like what is in the mind of the promise made by Mr. President. So we should wait. I will hold you anyway. Please, just summarize. Summarize.
See, Barrister, sir.
Yes, sir.
By virtue of a lot of standards, I guess you are above me, by virtue. But there are things I want we as Nigerians to always do. And I guess I'm talking to every Nigerian that are opportune to listen to us this morning. You see, whenever we have someone that is leading, either in our religious home, in our house, political parties, and all, the first thing we should do is to pray for the success of that person. It's either good or bad. If it is good, we all stand to enjoy it. If it is bad, we all stand to enjoy it. So the level of enjoyment here will be per individual. Now, I don't think if a liter of fuel is 2,000 naira, Barrister will still buy.
A liter of fuel, 2,000.
If I'm using a conditional
statement. Okay, conditional statement because I'm just picturing what Nigerians will do.
The reason why I'm saying is Barrister, you know what I'm saying is you are not in the middle class. I'm coming, sir. You are not in the middle class. You are not speaking actually for yourself as you are speaking. You are speaking because a lot of persons are feeling the pain. But when we that are elder statesmen that are supposed to be a pillar of hope to people begins to stand as there is nothing left in this country. No, it's not the way to go. Nigeria is for everybody. Good or bad, the president is there already. Like what I've said before, we need him to be up and doing. We need this man to push what we need for us. But in a situation whereby we think he's not giving to the citizen of this great country what we expected, what we need to do is to go with what he has said. Criticism, but it should be constructive. There was a time in this state, I was with Pastor Isaiah, we were pushing for him to be the governor. When we were talking in a parliament like that, I told some person, I would have even preferred this man you people are saying is the God sent to be. But what happened when he became the governor of Edo State? We are lamenting. That same thing happened to almost all politicians in this country. The best way to hold politicians ransom, the best way to hold them accountable are the citizens. I've thought myself, 6 months is okay. If by 6 months I am not seeing what I expected from the man I labored and voted for, I will pick my pen and will begin to move in group. We will not just be writing. We will be protesting.
Okay.
We are going to join labor's union. Everything we can. You know why we're going to do that? That I see you as a godsend doesn't mean you cannot be bad. We are not going to be fighting for the party. We have fought for the party, and the party won. Now we'll be fighting for the country, because I don't believe there is any man in this country that have never served in one
capacity or the other.
Thank you.
Thank you. I know you have so much to say, Barrister, but hold on. We want to take a break. When we return, talk about the security situation of the country, then you can chip in that which you really want to say what is spoken at length. And someone just talked to me, Wilson, do we still have middle class in this country? Because the middle class has been consumed. We now have the rich and the poor. Is there any middle class in your area? Anyway, time definitely will tell. You've heard them speaking from their mind, speaking from their heart, speaking from their emotions, all about Nigeria, because Nigeria is for everybody. This guy that gave a prediction that the next 6 months will be very, very difficult, he gave other predictions, but not about that. Before the year ends, at least if you call it 400 naira per liter, if it doesn't happen, Festus, I'm going to play this to Nigerians for them to come home. Even honorable also. Anyway.